What up, Poggy Gamers? So, yesterday the new Doctor Who game came out, Edge of Reality, and this is something that Doctor Who fans have wanted for decades, a good solid Doctor Who game. There's been a few which are either unplayable, weird, or just really hard to get hold of nowadays. But recently there's been a big sort of move towards some more Doctor Who games, most of it in VR. The Runaway's a really cute little Doctor experience, not really a video game though. However, the most important one to today's discussion is Edge of Time, which is this game's original VR version. And I've luckily got a VR set. You can probably see the cables hanging up there to go from the sensors and that. And as soon as this was announced, I had to get it and try it out. And honestly, Edge of Time is actually really good. There's huge flaws in it, don't get me wrong. But the VR, the magic of VR, helps disguise the flaws that are there. And it's generally a really good time. Like, actually getting to experience the bigger on the inside aspect of the TARDIS in front of your eyes is mind-blowing, and I suggest if anyone get the chance to play it, do it. However, once you strip away the VR element, the immersive part of it, and you then just stick it as a flat screen game, the flaws are so blatantly obvious and it's overwhelming. And not only that, because this isn't just a flat port, this is a port with some extra stuff added in. They've got Cybermen, they've got David Tennant's Doctor. All of these new things make it worse. So right off the bat, I feel I should talk about this part. This might be fixed by the time if you ever play this, but I played this within like an hour or two of it releasing, and it was a buggy mess. The frame rate is inconsistent. TARDIS interior how they project the big on the inside thing seems to glitch out in the first alien planet you land on. It works fine for other ones, but in this first one, you can see the TARDIS is textures warping, and when you look inside, you can see it's transparent. It's a weird bug. And it's not like you can tweak the graphic options to suit your computer, because there are no graphic options. You've got VSync and resolution, and that's about it. Or even the menus is kind of weird. Like, on a normal menu in a video game, you would just click left or right on this screen, right? On here, you have to click left, right, and then hit enter. But I know that doesn't sound like much, but that is just really weird game design. These guys keep fucking steaming up. However, the worst problems I find are the audio. The audio is fucked in this game. I don't know if this is glitches or if it's just bad sound design, but there are huge stretches of the game where there's more or less silence, and then you just get deafened by a Cyberman stomp. And like, you also get things where like a sound will trigger, like because a trigger events in video games. When you walk to a certain place, a certain thing happens. There's a couple of moments where they happen too early, and you can just hear the voice playing for something like, "Oh, pick up this radio," and you can't find the radio anywhere because it's like halfway across the level. Shut up, Twitter. And what makes it worse is if you take more than 5 seconds to do something, you get the voice lines repeat over and over and over.
If it was my combination, I'd go for 1019 personally. If it was my combination, I'd go for 1019 personally. If it was my combination, I'd go for 1019 personally. And
it doesn't help that the game doesn't tutorialise very well. It doesn't there's no key binding at all. You cannot rebind the keys, and you cannot look up what keys do. It took me ages just to work out how to throw items. But what's even worse than that is, for a Doctor Who game, you'd want there to be a good story, right? For some reason, audio lines just don't turn up. Like, as I said, I've played the VR version, so I know the story already, or at least the first part of this. I'll get into that in a minute. But, for example, you're assisted in the game by a character who's on your voice, not just the Doctor, but someone else. They miss the line of dialogue where she introduces herself.
Oh my days! Why wouldn't you pick up that big shiny tablet? Oh my days! It really is you! Ah, I couldn't wait to see you again. Look, I've got to be quick because there's a time.
It's just missing completely, and you don't find out the character's name until much later on, even though she's just talking to you and being familiar with you. It's really weird. I don't get how they could miss something that obvious. And then later on, there's a part where you climb inside a Dalek casing and you do a bit of shooting. It's okay, I guess. It's one of the better sequences. But they missed the line of dialogue where they say we have to get into a Dalek casing to go undercover or to snake through the security or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was from the original game. But you just walk into a room, the screen fades to black, and then, oh, you're a Dalek now.
For me personally, I'll take the TARDIS database over killer aliens any day of the week. Let's do this.
It's so weird. Some of these things can be patched out, like the glitches and that. However, there's some things like design-wise which I can't see them be able to patch out. Like, the AI in this game is fucking terrible.
Poses no threat to Dalek supremacy. Security unauthorized. And unauthorized object detected.
The Cybermen just run at you like this all of the time, and it looks so silly, and they are so easy to outrun. And the Cyber Ravager, I think it's called Ravager, I can't remember, but the big bad cyber bad guy, who is like the big sort of like nemesis from Resident Evil 3 from the end of the game, follows you about relentlessly. You can just moonwalk away from him and he just can't catch you. They have to teleport him to make sure he keeps up with you. He's that slow. In regards to the story though, and this was the problem I had with the original VR game, it's a cool concept, but it's really badly executed. What it is that there's time crystals about you got to collect them, this sort of standard video game fare. But the big bad end guy is basically it's the first life form, the first sentient life form in the galaxy. And basically they say it's like the mother of all life. And that's a cool idea. I really like that. Unfortunately, when you finally meet this entity, it talks like this.
Don't try anything rash. She's unbelievably powerful.
Unbelievably powerful. You say it like it was a bad thing. After all, Mother knows best. Happy Mother's Day.
It's so bad. I don't get why they did this. Like, the idea of a creature, the very first creature, coming back to destroy her children, which she's ashamed of, is a really cool idea, but they make it do puns, and it's so silly. And then obviously, what would happen in the VR version is you'd beat the first creature. I think it's just called the first. And then you'd get sent back to the laundromat, and you have to do it all again. Like apparently you're stuck in a time loop or something. But obviously, like I said, the new version of the game has new content, and rather than seamlessly blending it in, you just get the cloister bell suddenly ring, and then you're suddenly like, oh shit, David Tennant's here. Okay, why are you here? No fucking reason. And then you got to fight the Cybermen who have taken over Earth and like taken control of the First's power and an augmented reality. It's really clunkily put into the main story. I wish they'd like combine the two stories together a bit better. It feels, you know what it feels like? It feels a lot like the twist from the end of Invasion of Time Part 4, where you've had the Vardens, all this boring shit, and then suddenly, oh look, it's the Sontarans. And the weirdest thing is, like, for the most part, I mean, David Tennant's given a good performance, fair enough. But the 10th Doctor doesn't really have a reason to be there, and you could just think, oh, he's just turned up, okay. But then there is this really weird twist at the end where the Cyber Ravager, again, I'm going to probably be calling him wrong, it might be Cyber Ravager, I can't remember. But he's confronting the Doctor, the classic, oh, you cannot stop us, Doctor, you are the ultimate Cyberman. Okay. But then it turned, like, because with all these things going on, all different realities being created, apparently one of the realities, the Cyberman says, oh, in this universe, your 10th self got stuck in Paris and then made a family with Madame de Pompadour. You don't want to destroy that, do you, Doctor? It comes out of nowhere, and it's so bizarre, and it's not even like the Doctor who you've met previously in the game is this Doctor. This is just a completely separate person. This is why in the trailer you hear the line, oh, no one's called me the Doctor in years. But this does lead to one of my favourite parts in the game, which is David Tennant talking to his child. David Tennant talking to the Doctor's child. And it's a really nice little speech. I really actually quite like this.
When you're old enough, she'll tell you stories of scary clockwork monsters who came to get her. a fireplace that could take you to the stars. Before it broke. And a man from another world who rode to her rescue on a big white horse. Yeah, maybe she'll share the stories that I told her. About people made of steel, cities made of song. She still thinks I regret losing all that, but she's so wrong. The truth is, I thought when I settled down with her that I was giving up the universe, but I was wrong. She was giving me the world. Don't let her forget that. She took her lonely angel and made him better.
The whole alternate 10th Doctor where he's married to Madame de Pompadour doesn't really play into the story. You have this one little speech moment and then the Doctor's like, 13th Doctor's like, you've got to destroy the Cybermen and you do it yourself, so it's doesn't really work. And then at the end you get both the Doctors, and they have a little talk, and the person who's been with you all this time goes to travel with the 10th Doctor. Which, by the way, I can see why in the original game you only see the character models on like a screen, because when you actually see them in person, oh god, they look like Fallout 3 characters. There are some moments in this game which I do like the Victorian section is probably my favourite by far. It's better in the VR, but all of it is anyway. But you're basically stuck in London and you've got to recover Magnus Greel's time cabinet, which has got a time crystal in it. And you basically go around a load of corridors and that, and like catacombs, and there's weeping angels on you, and that generally got a few shit me up moments where I go, oh fuck.
Hey, you can do this.
The first level's kind of cool as well, where you get to go to Totter's Lane and stuff like this in the junkyard, Iron Foreman's junkyard, which is kind of cool, but yeah, it's a shame because Doctor Who fans really did look forward to this. Like, there's quite a lot of hype before this came out, and as I said, I really like the VR version, but I think that is just because of the VR. I really do hope this gets patched and some people can enjoy this. Like, I'm sure there's going to be people who enjoy this. Like, it is quite nice to see Jodie Whittaker and David Tennant doing the Doctor Who stuff. And Nick Briggs' Cyberman voice in this is really good. Some of the Dalek lines are really weird as well, so I keep going off track here, but I keep remembering other things.
My casing has been breached. Human, you will be punished for this barbarity. The human has rendered me inoperative. Let the creature's blood pay for this ignominy.
And also, another strange thing, when you're the Dalek, you're blowing up Daleks, so you're shooting them. However, when you blow up the Dalek, sometimes they say things like, my casing is damaged, repairing self.
Massive damage sustained. Synthetic tissue regeneration initiated.
But the thing has been blown apart. I get this is like some sort of, oh, we can't have them killing people because it's a Doctor Who game. But they're fucking fascists. Fuck them. I think, though, if you want a Doctor Who game where you can immerse yourself and really explore the world and meet the monsters and do all of the Doctor Who stuff, just buy Fallout New Vegas and download the Who Vegas mod. Seriously, it's the best Doctor Who game. It's the best Doctor Who game.